Welcome to Six Monkey Martial Arts. My name is Seafood Barber, and today we're going to be covering Drunken Monkey. Okay, Drunken Monkey. So, Drunken Monkey is very unique in the way that Tai Shing teaches it. And before I go any further, I want to address a huge misconception. There's actually no such thing as a drunken monkey. The proper name is monkey steals master's wine. And the other huge misconception here is that you have to be intoxicated, or you're giving off a false presence of being intoxicated in order to use this art form. It's completely false. What it actually is more of having a kind of a lucid and fluid mindset and using internal power versus external power. And we'll cover more about that later. But essentially, it's more of like kind of like this false stepping and not really blocking. We're not using a force on force action in Drunken Monkey. It's all deflect, palm striking, connecting our chi to our strikes, striking through our opponent rather than just trying to hit them, making sure that we're not absorbing any damage and being able to flow with the punches that you're taking, and as well as giving them out. Okay, so what is a soft style martial art versus a hard style martial art? A lot of people think that it has to do with just like the palm versus fist striking. That's not necessarily the case. A true soft style martial art has to do more with your mindset and then what we call chi energy. So chi energy, essentially in short form, and I'm making this extremely short, can't make that clear enough, you have something called a dantian, which is your chi center that sits 2 sun, or 2 fingers width below your belly button. So being able to tap into that for all of your striking. So yes, you do open palm striking, but you can do what they call cotton fist striking. That's kind of a little bit more, you can learn more about that in our 6 Monkey Martial Art courses. But essentially you train this by carrying an egg in your hand and striking on a type of like a fence post or punching bag, anything like that. So that way you learn, you teach your body to use your internal force rather than your external. Because if you use external, you're gonna crack the egg. Okay, so another thing about soft martial arts, especially when we're talking about Drunken Monkey, is not doing an abrasive striking and blocking. We're talking more of a deflect, right? So a punch comes in, I'm gonna step back, and I'm taking much more circular stepping as I move. I'm not just cutting like hard angles, right, and fighting. I'm circling out, striking in, coming back through, pulling the leg out from underneath them, striking up, coming back, right? Using more palm striking. A lot more of this is kind of like this crescent moon stepping. Monkey and Tai Shing, we never go straight up the midline, right? We'll strike the midline, but our footwork will never come straight in. I'm always moving around, changing my levels when I strike, okay? Another cool thing about the soft style martial arts is striking through the opponent. So in general, when we think of punching, we punch the surface. But a soft style martial art, we're striking through them, right? And how do you strike through them? Well, you actually think in your mind that I'm not trying to hit him in the chest, I'm trying to hit him in the spine. I'm trying to strike all the way through him while connecting your dantian up through your arm into that strike. So that's just a kind of brief explanation of what a soft style martial art is from a Drunken Monkey perspective. Okay, ghost hands. So Drunken Monkey, the specialty hands of Drunken Monkey is something called ghost hands. We talked earlier about striking through the opponent, but what exactly does that mean? Other than like striking through them from a mindset standpoint, but as far as techniques look like. So as we mentioned before, everything's gonna be done with the open palm, and ghost hands is more so on striking what they call the meridians. So the meridians are the 12 different organ chi points that run through our body. So instead of just striking the chest, we would want to strike more up in the shoulder joint to hit more of the lung meridian, because there's lung 1 point right here, right? And I don't want to give too much of the pressure points away. You can learn all that in our 6 Monkey Martial Art courses. But in general, the ghost hands is more of like soft trapping, right? Deflecting, getting them out of the way, coming up and through. Notice I'm doing a lot of rotating here with my shoulders and my hips, right? And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to put as much power into this without having to be tight, right? I don't want to be tense and all locked up as I'm striking. Yeah, you can hit a little bit harder and it feels like you're hitting harder, but one of the best ways for you to strike is to using those harmonies, those 6 harmonies, right, and going through. So we have hand and foot move together, we have elbow and knee sync together, we have hip and shoulder twist together. Those are called the external harmonies. The internal harmonies, okay? Intention, okay? Intention is going to follow the chi. Chi is going to follow the strike, okay? And then the strike is going to go with the movement. in simple terms, that's the way it works. So my intention is to strike through the person. My chi is traveling up through my arm into my palm, striking through that person, and that strike is my movement of those 3 external harmonies, linking everything together. Okay, so another cool way that we like to practice this is what we call cup hands. So you're stepping and you're striking out with the fingers, or you can strike out with the palms. So here, I'm in this very light monkey stance. I'm going to step using that semicircle, deflect, palm strike. Then I'm going to come up, deflect, palm strike. Up, deflect, finger strike, palm strike. Being very fluid, right? It's not about being loose per se, right? You don't want to have noodle arms. You still want to keep your rigidity, but you want to be fluid in the way that you move. So every time I step, I use that C step. C step, blocking, deflecting, striking. As my deflect comes back, my strike goes up and through. And that's a little sneak peek at ghost hands.